Hey guys, I'm here with local artist Roque. Can you tell us a little bit about your work here?
Well, basically what I've done is, I don't do too much graffiti. I consider much more of a street artist, but this time I decided to incorporate that culture in the form of like letters, but this time I used numbers using 305 to symbolize, because that wall is going to be a sort of a tribute to like the whole Miami and everything. So it's a tribute to sort of like say that us locals are here, because when Art Basel usually comes, we're usually overshadowed by the internationals, and then we're cast aside, so no more light towards us. And then it's basically our voice on there.
Nice. So you said that you're doing more of the street art instead of graffiti.
Yeah. I'm much more of a street artist. You'll see those jack-o'-lantern faces around, which I call them viruses, but like people have been like, "Oh, you're the Halloween face guy," and I'm like,
Nice.
"Sure, I guess I'm the Halloween face guy."
Can you tell me what's the difference from your point of view between street art and graffiti?
Well, graffiti is letters, it's writing, it's basically like style, technique. It's an element of hip hop. While street art is much more political and almost sort of like fine art, but on the streets. You get me?
Okay.
And it's just two completely different worlds. We use different techniques. All we really do is the same sense of we use the same materials sometimes. Well, it's the completely different messages, different worlds. I use characters. Like street artists usually use characters or wheat pasting to evoke their message, while graffiti is much more like letters, much more like getting your name out there.
Okay.
Sense.
It's come to my understanding that some people believe graffiti is vandalism and street art is actually art. What's your point of view on that?
I mean, in my opinion, I think it's. I guess it all depends. Like some parts it might be considered that, but I don't see it that way. Because, I'm an artist, but like I think it beautifies many places, especially like you'll see like a lot of artists always tend to move to like rundown neighborhoods and all that, and it sort of gives like a much more vibrant feel versus like the destroyed properties and all that. Which a lot of us artists will go into these places and will beautify it in our own unique way, and sort of leave our mark.
That brings me back to the tragic accident with Israel. He went to a rundown McDonald's and was trying to beautify it, and he was considered to be doing vandalism. Did you know Israel?
I never met him, personally, but like the tragedy still affected me deeply, because it could have been me, it could have been him, it could have been her, it could have been any of us. So it's sort of the reminder, like we still risk our lives doing this, but we should still do it for the love of it, And so it's a very tragic thing, and I hope it doesn't repeat itself.
So Israel did not have any consent to be doing his work on this building. Do you have consent to be doing this here?
I have consent. I'm doing this here, but like when it comes to that, it's sort of like the culture. Like the culture started. Like nobody asks for permission. We just go and we do it. That's just how it is. But I mean, like we're not doing it most of the time. We're not doing it on these businesses that are open and all that. Now then that's when we're going to ask and all that. But most of the time it's just like these buildings that will go to it, they're abandoned, like really run down to the point where it's like you might as well put something on it.
Yeah.
But in that case, it was an abandoned McDonald's with wood. I thought it was like plywood, so either ways they could have just taken it down. It was just completely unnecessary to take them down like hunt them down like an animal. They hunted them down for I believe a good 10 minutes.
Yeah. Do you feel like what happened with him was in South Beach? Do you feel if he would have been doing this in Wynwood, it would have turned out how it did?
It might have been a little different, maybe. It's just like it's in different areas. Like if I'm here in Wynwood, I'm painting. It's not gonna be such a big deal. Like if I'm in Pembroke Pines, painting something.
This is like a safe haven for artists, right?
Yes and no, because there's still people that that they come out here and they paint a lot. It's much more accepted, I believe, but you just still run the risk of getting caught and taken to jail.
All right. Well, thank you. This is Roque here with Miami Culinary Tours.